Austin is a very hard worker. He never gives up on any of the subjects. He works well with groups and independently. We start to read, he never wants to put the book down, which is great. He works hard at his handwriting to make sure it's legible. He loves challenging math problems and helping people in math until they're successful. He always asks questions until he's successful. He's not afraid to do that in front of the class or anything. He's a great listener. He shows that with being quiet and respectful, eye contact with others, and he's just great to have overall in the classroom. Austin has many interests. One of them is sports. I know that he plays basketball, football, and baseball throughout the year. When it's time to read independently, he loves reading about the Yankees for baseball, the Giants for football, and the Lakers for basketball. During recess, since we don't really have those sports available, he loves to do foursquare, tetherball, and soccer with his friends. He's a great sharer when it comes to not having enough balls. Um, when he writes, it's usually about his family vacations. I know he wrote about his favorite memory in Aruba, how he went snorkeling for the first time and horseback riding on the beach with his mom, dad, and his sister. His favorite color is blue and he loves animals. So, all those interests I actually love as well. So, it's a great bonding mechanism between the two of us. So when it comes to reading, Austin shows a passion for reading. He never wants to put the book down. For the core phonics survey, he shows strengths in short vowels and CVC words, so he scored a 15 out of 15 on that. Consonant blends with short vowels, which he scored a 14 out of 15. And then there's definitely some other concepts that Austin needs to work on, such as the multisyllabic words on which he scored a 14 out of 24 on. Um, he had some difficult time with consonant LE, such as the word dimple, are controlled, such as the word bordered, and vowel teams, such as the word railways. He scored well on the developmental reading assessment, but he is not at the grade level yet. So he was an independent level at 28 on the DRA too. From this, it looks like we could bring him up a little bit because he's only one grade level below average. Austin was on grade level when it came to his word per minute. He scored a 75, and that is the goal for fourth graders in the fall. I believe Austin can get to grade level by reading 20 minutes extra a day at home with you guys. I would also help find him appropriate book to read and ensure that it's not too easy or too hard, so he's getting the right challenge. Austin also had a pretty good understanding of the comprehension part of the DRA. He knew he was reading about animals and migrating and remembered specific facts about each animal to put in his open ended response. For writing and spelling, Austin loves writing in his personal journal every day. He loves sharing with me and the class about his personal experiences. Austin starts off his writing with complete sentences, but usually by the end it turns into run ons. He has great ideas he loves to share, but needs work on sounding out words and taking time while spelling them. Um, Austin writes great informational writing as well. He wrote about baseball and he was able to be very clear on what positions there are and what equipment you need and so on and so forth. He seems to get very excited when writing about something he is passionate about, which therefore leads to misspelling and lack of commas in sentences. So he just starts writing really fast. When looking at Austin's student checklist for his writing, he gave himself a yes for organization and spelling. Organization has to do with writing different paragraphs, which he did not incorporate. So it's just one long page or one long paragraph. And his spelling was not to his best potential, again, usually because he just starts writing very fast. I do think Austin should have given himself a yes for overall lead ending and elaboration. He did a great job of teaching the reader different things about baseball, hooking the reader with explaining why baseball matters, and adding his thoughts and feelings at the end of his writing. So for math, Austin doesn't enjoy math as much as reading and writing, but he does work hard, and he has a natural talent with numbers. He performed high on the STAR math test with a percentile rank of 83%. So this means he scored greater than 83% of the students nationally in the same grade. He also scored a 5.6 on grade equivalency, which means his performance is comparable to that of an average fifth grader after the 6th month of the school year. So as you can see, Austin is above grade level when it comes to math, and his hard work really pays off. Looking at Austin's scores in specific areas, he needs more practice with measurement and data and geometry. He scored a 44 out of 100 on measurement and data and a 43 out of 100 on geometry. So these two areas can be worked on inside and outside of the classroom by using real life problems that will probably get him more engaged. Measurement and data can be used at home by measuring lengths of couches or countertops, whatever there might be, even like a measuring cup when cooking. Geometry can be used at home by seeing different shapes around the house, measuring and finding areas or perimeters of each one. So these activities will definitely keep Austin more engaged by bringing it to real life, something that he can be hands-on with, and I think that'll help being in the comfort of his home. For classroom participation and work habits, Austin is always participating in classroom discussions, assignments, and projects. He enjoys sharing his thoughts and opinions when asked to do so. Although he doesn't enjoy standing in front of the whole class, he will always participate when he is sitting in his seat where he feels comfortable or in a large group or small group. He has that personality to encourage others to want to participate as well with his humor and leadership qualities. As mentioned earlier, Austin always participates by asking questions until he understands the concept. This helps not just him, but the entire class when it comes to comprehension of new material. Austin always gets his work done, even if he needs to finish something at a later point in the day or for homework. He doesn't mind. Sometimes he needs to work on the quality of his mathematics. Instead of showing his work and drawing models, he will only write the answer, which requires points to be taken off. So Austin loves writing, which makes his quality of work phenomenal. He always has specific details and always wants to write more to share with others. So overall, Austin has great participation and communication skills and does high quality of work in most subject fields. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is a social behavioral performance. So Austin is a great leader and other students always want to follow him. I could see that from his sports background. He has great qualities such as being a natural leader, determined and hardworking. He always knows when it's time to be quiet or when he's able to goof off for a minute or so. That's an attribute that most students are still trying to figure out, and he just has a great personality and humor for it. He also has a very outgoing personality and makes friends very easily. He plays well with others in class and at recess. He works very well in group projects and group assignments. He's always wanting to share his thoughts and ideas to the class by raising his hand quietly. Although he is very social, he does get stage fright when it comes to standing in front of the class by himself and presenting. This is very normal for students to feel. I feel it too all the time. And I want to encourage all my students that it is a safe environment and comfortable to do so.